getting to be a little bit overwhelming for me. I said I was going to do all this spackling and whatever, but we're going to do all the ceiling light first, at least get together what we want. This way we can call an electrician in and talk over everything with him, because I can wire all this stuff myself, but it's definitely way easier to get an electrician in, because like if I want to get recessed lights, man, it's probably better just to go 3 here, 3 here, and 3 here. Because I was thinking 3 here, 3 here, and then having some go wrap around this. I don't know. Then there's a problem with the light switches, because this light switch here controls this thing, but I would want to have these 3 on separate switch than this, which would require more wiring. And then these 3 here, that'd be fine because they're already wired into this switch right here. It's going to be a long video. And then, like I said, I talked about this in another video. This would get rid of these and open up a switch, but then we have to wire stuff in. And then we just have this switch over here. And I think that switch maybe can work for lights going this way. And I don't know how many to put this way. We need a plan. That's what we need. And then I guess we can leave a ceiling fan in here, but probably position it more towards the center of the room, and then have recessed lights in here. But so there's this switch here, which goes to this, which I don't even want this, but we have it. This switch here is the opposite for this. This switch, middle switch, does that. And then this switch is like, I have no idea where that goes. And then this here, this will be simple because we can just stick a recessed light in here and have this switch do this. This office, I mean, this is gonna be really weird. This switch turns on outlets. I don't know which outlets, but I don't want that. I don't want like people just to, because it's gonna be my office. I don't wanna have someone flip a switch and my computer shut off or whatever. This is like the problem with doing an entire house. An entire downstairs is it's overwhelming. If I just did my office, I can just focus on my office, you know? But this, I don't know. I don't really need a ceiling fan in here, but I guess we can leave it, maybe get a different one. Cause look, this light, I know you've seen it in other videos. So it takes a second to turn on, but it barely lights a room, especially at nighttime. It does like nothing. So I think I'm gonna put recessed lights in here, but I don't know where to put them or anything, because we'll figure it out. I guess just one room at a time. And then this room for my home gym, it'll be simple. It's just one switch. Well, it goes over a switch over there too. Get rid of this, put in a ceiling fan here. I think I didn't really want a ceiling fan, but I mean, it's going to be a gym, so a fan might be nice to have air moving around, definitely. So I think we can put a ceiling fan in here and then have maybe 2 recessed lights, one on each side here. Because I think the treadmill is going to go this way, facing that way. Workout bench thing right here, a TV right here, a mirror right here, and maybe a row machine right here. But see, this is a thing, like I want to just focus on one room. I want to just focus on my office first. But it doesn't make sense when you have to paint. I want to get done painting all at once so I don't have to clean all the machines and everything, the spray gun and all that. And then electricity, I want the electrician to come in here and do all this all at once. But so I just want to focus on my office first, and that just involves getting this desk, which is on back order for an additional month. So instead of it, I'll move to a different room, or at least go outside of the room so my audio is a little bit better. But yeah, the desk was supposed to arrive on June 30th from Uplift Desk. Now it's delayed until July 21st is the shipping date. Then I can get a new server chassis thing here, because I want a taller one so that I can fit Ubiquiti stuff inside, because mine is already full. So I'm just trying to reposition myself to get a little bit better audio. So I want a taller one for that. And also it'll move my stuff up off the ground just in case this house does flood. My my server stuff will be off the ground, because if I get a taller one, I don't have to use all the bottom spaces on it. And then right here, we can get a longer desk. It's like more talking, not that room is, look how like less echoey it is in here compared to that room. Oh my God. Once I put furniture in here, it'll be less echoey, but I don't have that much furniture that I plan on doing so far. Just these two desks, the server thing. This shelf is getting removed. And then I'll put acoustic foam around the wall here. I think it's $39 for a 2-foot section. I think it's a 2-foot section. Spend a pretty penny on that. So I might just do this, maybe one point to do the rest of this stuff. But yeah, okay. So the first thing that we're going to do is we have to do everything one room at a time so I don't get chaotic here, this lighting here. We're going to measure this room, even though I don't think it matters. There's what I read for recessed lighting is you're supposed to space them half the distance of the ceiling height. So say the ceiling height is 8 feet, you have to have them 4 feet apart. So 4 feet from the wall, and then so then one, and then 4 feet later put the next one like that. And it might not work out perfectly like that, but let's just measure this room. Let's at least get the gym lighting all figured out. Yet another day that it's pouring out in Florida. My pool only rose, it probably rose half an inch in this rainstorm today, but we're not talking about that. I'll show you guys what I got done so far thinking about the gym and the office. In here, I changed 3 of these light bulbs, so look at this. Now we're not as yellow in here because I put 3 white ones in and then kept 3 yellow ones in just because I don't think I have enough to do all of it. Ceiling fan in the middle, that'll be good for gym because airflow will make your body cooler. Then 1, 2, 3, 4, so it'll be this layout right here. And it'll be okay to overlight the gym because the ceiling fan will probably be dimmable with the remote control, and then these ones I'll have wired into a dim switch, so the recessed lights will be dimmer too. This way, if I am putting way too many lights in here, I don't know, I might be, it'll still be okay because we can dim the lights. It won't be overpowering bright in here. And having more lights will give you more of a softer, diffused look. If you just have one light coming down or facing one way, it's going to give you a lot of shadows and everything. But if you have a lot of lights, it'll diffuse the lights. You won't have shadows because the shadows will be diffused. I don't know if I'm explaining that right. There'll be other lights pointing at the shadows, so it'll be like a softer look. That's the reason that ceilings are white, is so that the light reflects off the ceiling and the white color diffuses the light. By the way, look at how green that grass is. I got perfect grass. Well, I don't have perfect grass. You can't really see it, but half of my yard has like a different breed of grass. All right, now onto the office. And this is just what I have thought up right now. Yeah, you can see how dark it gets in here. It looks brighter on camera than it is in real life. But the current plan is this. So have a ceiling fan in the middle where it is right now, and then have 3 lights where these blue tapes are. So 3 lights going along this way, and then 1 light right there, which will be over my desk. So I'll have overhead lighting for my desk, which will be an L-shaped desk right here for when I need overhead lighting. And then I don't want to put, so we have this whole space right here, which is 11.2 feet, 11 feet 2 inches wide here. I don't want to put the light center in this room. I want it like over my desk because I'm going to have a filming light hanging down from the ceiling and pointing back this way to light the like backdrop, I guess you would call it. And then in this corner, I'm going to have an LED light hanging down this way and pointing this way as a hair light. So my camera setup is going to be for this L-shaped desk. The camera is going to be right here in the corner pointing this way, which will it's not going to give you a straight shot, and it depends what type of lens I use and whatever for the actual camera angle or whatever, but it's not going to give you, like, usually when people film, you want symmetry on both sides. And it's not going to have that. It's going to have one longer on this side, this center piece right here, and shorter right here. And I'll probably be sitting like right here. I guess I can angle myself this way so that I'm in the corner, so the camera angle's in the corner. It'll still be longer on this side. It'll be a different, interesting look. It won't be a perfect symmetrical camera angle, but it'll be okay. And that's what we're working with. That's where I want my desk. That's kind of what we have going on. That's going to be the camera angle. And then all of this space here, I still have no idea what to do with. All right, for the garage, I was undecided. I still am undecided on having 3x3 lights, 3x4 lights, or 4x4 lights. 4x4 lights, I do like trucks. But so 4x4 lights, can you guys see the blue tape on the ground? So it would be here and there, there and there, there and there, and there and there. And that would repeat. So you'd have 16 lights up here. Or I could do 3x3, which would be here, here, and here, going down the center of the room. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. I think 4x4 is going to be too many lights, even though I would make them dimmable. I think that's just going to be way too many lights. I didn't plan out how 3x3 would look, but I guess it would be where this line is, but 4 of them. So I would have 4 down this line instead of 3. And then down this middle, I guess I would have to have 3 down this middle because this light here is going to stay. So I'd have 1, 2, 3, and then 4 there. That might be the better option actually, because if we put 4 lights right here, it's not really going to line up. Even 3 lights isn't going to line up with these because 3 lights, the center of the room is right here and this light is right here. Plus if we do 3, if I park in the middle of the garage, there would be a single light right here giving me direct light into the engine bay if I need to do engine bay stuff. So yeah, I think that's going to be the move. 4, 3, 4. And then the kitchen, we're looking at a change of heart. We're looking at a different rectangular LED lights. I think I can find them. I saw them when I was in Home Depot a couple weeks ago, that they make lights like this, but rectangular and LED. So 1 here and 1 down there. Living room, I think I'm gonna keep it the same. Maybe just replace the fan. I don't even know what to use this room for. A couch right here and a TV, but I don't watch TV or use a living room. So this room's kind of like last on my mind of things to do, but that's kind of like the plan for it. Maybe leave it open for dogs to play in. I don't know. I might just leave this light here that I'm not even showing you. All right, so then here, I think this is going to be the move here. 1 recessed light right here, 1 recessed light right here. I was going to do 3. I think 3 is too many for this space. So 2 right there. For here, I was going to do 3, 1, 2, 3, and I may end up doing that. Or I may do 2 and do 1, 2, not sure yet. Then here is the same as on this side, 1, 2, and that'll be that. And in our picture, it'll look like something that makes absolutely no sense, but 2, 2, and 3. And then for above this, I'm thinking about having 3 pendant lights. So it's just 1 light that hangs a little bit low, 2, 3. I'd probably hang maybe like this, maybe a little bit higher. And the idea is, like, I could get away with 2, having them the same spacing as this. But if I put them at the same spacing, you see what's going to end up happening is it's not going to be lit enough. So it would be 1 light right here, 1 light right here, but then there's nothing right here. So, and this is going to be like the eating table. There's going to be some bar stool things here. This would be where I eat. So I want to have an above light shining down so that I can see what I'm eating pretty much. So there's going to be 3 here. So switching, I don't want to change the switching too much in this house because it's more electrical work for the electrician. So I don't know how to wire that because basically this switch right now turns on this one switch turns on all of that. So if I use the same existing wiring, this island is going to be lit up as well as these lights here. So it would be, this island would be lit up as well as these 3 lights here. These 2 lights would be wired into where this light is now, which is this switch right here. So, which is fine because I like doing that anyway. And plus, this will give some added light into this room. Usually when I'm living here, this is the main light that I turn on. Unless I'm cooking, I don't really turn these ones on. And this overhead one, usually I have these on too. So that's that. So the issue is I want to have the lights above here on a separate switch because maybe it'll be okay. I don't know. For some reason, I want to have these ones on a separate switch. It would be nice, like, to have like a dining type of setup where it'll be dark around here, but then only overhead lit over this thing. I don't know. But yeah, the issue with that is, where am I going to get another switch to separate it? Because instead of one switch controlling both of these, I want 2 switches. I want one to control these lights here, then one to control these lights here. And we only have 1 switch. So where am I going to get that switch from? Well, this one controls this light up here. And I would want this switch to control both of them, to be perfectly honest, and have that dimmable. Oh, that's the other problem too. Do I want to have pendulums that are dimmable? I don't know, because I definitely want the recessed ones dimmable. But yeah, that goes along with this switch. So I can get another switch by removing these and using that switch, because that's what I want to do. But is that going to be easy enough to wire? That would be a question for the electrician. But I think I pretty much have a solid plan here. Solid enough to where I'm happy with that I can call an electrician in and go over him with the plans and everything. Oh yeah, this hallway too, recessed light in here. So I have to add that to my list. I was trying to get away with only buying, I may have only needed to buy 2 12-packs of lights, which is like crazy cheap now, like $200 or something, I don't know. Maybe probably even less than that, but 3 packs of lights. I don't need 36 lights in here, so I'd have like a ton left over, but it probably isn't that bad because spending an extra $60, having like an extra 8 lights left over, they can be replacements. If I ever need them, I don't know if I ever will. You know, it might not even be that bad because if this is already wired, like if all of this is already wired down here to this switch, maybe that means that there's separate wires for this. Maybe not because they're all connected, but he can just follow the run and run extra wires, I guess, down to here and then just add a 3rd switch in, maybe like right here. And then we'll just remove this, spackle everything up. Could be a thing. It's also like in my, it's so echoey here. We're going to be talking about this room. We're going to be talking about ceiling fans. In my whole life, my whole time in my previous apartment, I've never turned the ceiling fan on. In any of the apartments that I lived in 2 other apartments before that, I've never used the ceiling fans. Because I don't know, I was just fine. But I'm thinking if it does get noisy, I can turn on a ceiling fan so I can block out whatever noise is going on so that I can concentrate in my office. But where I live now, it's so quiet. Like sometimes it gets loud, but it's so quiet. I don't really need to do that to drown out noise. So part of me is kind of saying like, oh, we don't need ceiling fans. And part of me wants to do that, is not have ceiling fans. But that's kind of the issue, because that means in this room we can't just do 1, 2, 3, 1. We probably have to put in another light right here, and then removing the ceiling fans gives a place to patch. Like we have to patch that hole, and matching the texture on the ceiling is not going to be something easy to do, because some of this, like this is more, I don't know if you can see it. This texture is more that I can do with those spray cans. the texture on this ceiling, yeah, it's definitely a different texture. So I think that's going to be the move, is just replace this ceiling fan with one that I like. The issue with this one is the 100-watt bulbs don't fit in here, so because they're too big. So I think that's why this one's so dim, is because I have to use 60-watt bulbs, I think, are in there, like 10-watt LED bulbs. So I think that's why they're so dim. This one has 100 watts in it. I think they could fit in there. Day 2 that I haven't showered, aka we gotta look on Home Depot and pick out some lights and order them. Or maybe I'm not gonna order them. Maybe I'm just gonna pick them out and then call an electrician and see his opinion on them. I'm just kind of like, well, I don't want the Amazon sale to go away. So maybe I should place the Amazon. Maybe I should just place my order for all the lights that I want. Because there's no way that I would be wrong and pick the wrong lights or something that's going to make the house way too bright and screw up my life. Also, it's 9 a.m. and this is the time that I'm usually working out. We're going to forego the working out so that I can do some of this home stuff for now. Why does my computer look weird? Nope, it's okay. It's just dirty. Yeah, 2 days off of gym is okay. Thursday and Friday, that's okay with me off. And then weekends I take off anyway. It's okay to take days off from the gym, Anthony, and everyone out there who is obsessed. So that's why I like that one. But I was thinking we can even do, this would be for a different date, but these lights in here, they're these globe ones, and I replaced the like opaque white ones with these clear ones, thinking that maybe that would help transmit more light. It really doesn't, and that's the biggest bulb that you can fit inside of these. So I might at some point replace these ones as well with those that I just showed you, or another similar different one. And then we have these two in the hallway up here. And these ones have, how many? Oh, these just have one light in them each. And I think that does a okay enough job of lighting the hallway. Like, this is the bedroom hallways anyway, so you don't need a lot of light up here. But then the rest of this lighting, like this one, I don't really like this in here, but I don't even know what to do with this room after my gym is moved downstairs. But we will have 2 fans from downstairs that we can move into, because we're replacing the 2 fans downstairs. We can move them into this room because this is a LED, and I don't know how much it shows up on camera, but it's like a pinkish reddish hue, and I can't change it because it's a LED panel thing in there. And then this one has the same exact fan, but this one, yeah, it's still the same, a reddish hue as well. So we can take the fans from downstairs and put them up here so they're not going to waste. And you know, those fans downstairs have, the one has 3 E12 bulbs, which is the little candelabra bulbs, and then the other one has two bulbs, regular size bulbs, but that one is kind of too dim for the room that it's in, which is smaller than this room, smaller than these rooms, so that might not even be a good option for up here. But okay, we can spackle now. I'll call the electrician on Monday to go over my plans with him. At least I have a plan now, so we can move on with stuff.